Shalom, call Limelight Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach world Hopeful Lake. Sincere Shalom, right? To the Hopeful Lake, the house of David, the 1/3 that's pushing the truth and tuning into the truth throughout the four corners of the earth where we have been scattered. Now this lesson is going to be going into judgment. The judgment is gonna come and it's gonna be ferocious. People are not gonna enjoy their reward. All right, the wicked, I should say, the wicked aren't going to enjoy their reward, and the judgment that's coming upon this earth is going to start with the Israelites that know that they are Israelites. This is First Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? So let's go on to that word begin, right? And it reads ark, arkum, I. If I'm pronouncing that right. Let's get this transliteration.
Strong's G 756.
Arkamai, all right? And it means to be the first to do anything, the chief leader ruler, to make a beginning, rehearse, right? Like in the book of I believe it's Joshua or Judges, where it talks about rehearsing the righteous acts, right? So it's going to begin, all right? It's going to start with the ones that know that they're Israelites, specifically the ones that got the 100% truth, right? Because that's the beginning of it all. So GMS on down, that's where that judgment's going to start, man. And it's going to trickle down to these other Israelite groups, and it's going to trickle down to the world, man. And it's going to be ferocious. This mass death, man, it's going to be terrible. Verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, so the elect, all right, some of the elect are going to be scarcely saved. Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? All right. Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well doing as unto a faithful Creator. That's right, man. You gotta suffer because we it's not like we got a full blown past, man. We're still in this sinful flesh. Okay. And you see those balances on your screen. If you're looking, because the Most High doesn't like a false balance. And guess what? This society has been an extreme false balance, weighing in the former for the wicked, man. Proverbs 11 and 2, verse 1 actually. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. That's why the Most High chooses the lowly, the foolish of this world, man. All right, and that's why Esau Edom's fall is going to be so catastrophic for them, because they've been puffed up with pride. They think they're untouchable, and that no harm will come their way, when that's far from the truth. But Jake also is gonna get jacked up out here, man. All throughout the scriptures, the Most High was putting that slammer on Jake, and this is gonna be that last go around of the Most High demolishing Jake. This is Zechariah 11 and 5. Actually, no. Let me go to Let me go to. Go to Lamentations 4. This is Lamentations, the 4th chapter, in verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. And before I read verse 22, let's go to Jeremiah 49, man, so you can get the context on what Lamentations 4 is going into, man. Jeremiah 49 and 12, and it reads, For thus said Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. And that's talking about Jake, man. That's talking about Jacob, all right, going into captivity, being a servant, a slave, all right. The Israelites, all right, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are not supposed to be servants to anybody but the Heavenly Father, all right, King David, Yahweh Shai, all right, and I'm speaking as a nation. We're not supposed to be under no goddamn heathen, especially the Edomites, man. That's the basis of men, which is the so-called white man, woman, and child. But let's go back to Lamentations 4, and I'm going to reread 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. And Jeremiah 49 was talking about these Edomites, man. All right. Before I go back and read what I just read, let's go back to Jeremiah 49 just to make the point. For in this verse 13, all right, I read verse 12, this is verse 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Bozrah, all right, Bozrah, I believe it's Bozrah, that Bozrah, actually, let's go into the coordinates real quick. Let me just take a quick look and make my judgment from there. Yeah, I believe it's Bozrah, all right, Bozrah, all right, and Bozrah is the capital of these Edomites, which will be Babylon the Great now, all right. And the Heavenly Father, specifically Yahweh Shai, is going to come to Bozrah, all right, Babylon the Great, and jack up these devils, man. Jeremiah 49 and 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Bozrah shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. That's how you know it's talking about Babylon the Great, man. All right, you got these Edomites, all right, these Edomites that are saying that this is talking about the who knows, man. But I seen one because it came to my memory. It was Isaiah 63, and this Edomite was saying that he just said some madness. He's saying that it's not like how the Christians believe. It was some other madness that he believed in, where he was saying that the Messiah, right, is gonna come directly to the state of Israel and do his his magic, right? And he was saying, just butchering Isaiah 63, saying that Bozrah is in the midst of that, right? But of course he didn't bring up who's getting slaughtered, right? Mentioned, because they're devils, man. They're liars, and they know they're full of it. Now let's go. Enough of me rambling. All right, this is Jeremiah 49:13. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Bozrah shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. Right? So it's talking about you devils. Okay? Now let's go back to Lamentations 4. And we already read verse 21, so verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So this is the last slavery of the Israelites, man. Period. and he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So these Edomites are going to get judged, and these no Edomite man wants to be judged for their crimes. That's why they circumvent it. They make up excuses. It's not gonna. It's all a form of cope. At the end of the day, it's cope because it's your opinion on a topic. Just because you feel right, you feel like what you're saying is true or what you're saying is supreme, doesn't mean it is right. So these devils are their judgment is going to be the most brutal judgment in history because of the wickedness they've done. This is Ecclesiasticus 43rd chapter, and I'm gonna start at verse. Let me change it up because it's it was reading in that old English. This is Ecclesiasticus 43. I'm gonna start at verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Why? When that moon is turning red, man, that's that sign of that great judgment. Let's get that. This is Joel 2:31. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood. Right? So that's signs of that judgment, that catastrophic bloodshed that's coming upon this earth for the wickedness they've done. And this is how the Most High is going to get down on these heathens, man, and 2/3 of his people. This is Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. So these Edomites, man, these heathens, these devils, starting with the Edomites, they hold themselves not guilty, man. They have they slaughter you, right? They slaughter Jake, and then at the court system, the same people that slaughtered them, they run the courts, right? So guess what? Not guilty, right? Emmett Till. Did you seen that the court with Emmett Till? Everybody in there was an Edomite, man. Everybody in that court, literally was an Edomite. So you know how they was gonna get down, right? Probably had a celebration afterwards, man. Slaughtering another Jake. This is how these devils uh, feel, right? This is how they this is how they show their appreciation to Jake, man. And Jake is a fool, man. Jake think Esau like him, right? Especially the nigga woman, right? They think Esau has their best interest in mind. The Heavenly Father is gonna bring back these devils' true spirits. You see right now these devils, they comfortable to a certain degree, right? They're on their last little leg of white supremacy. Once that's all out the window, man, these devils are gonna get down and dirty. But guess what? They're not gonna come out on top. It's not gonna even look like they're coming out on top. This is Revelations 18:10. A standing afar off for the fear of her torment. Actually, I'm gonna start at verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication live deliciously off with her, right? These heathens living off Babylon the Great, which leached off the children of Israel, which makes them all guilty, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, those nukes, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And that judgment is going to come upon you devils too, man. You're not nobody's escapes judgment, right? You can't escape. You can't escape the Heavenly Father. Let's get this right here. This is Ecclesiasticus 23:19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all, not the good, not the bad, beholding all the good and the bad, the ways of men, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So you devils that think nobody's watching, you're making up these plans to come after Jake, man, and trying to torture Jake. Watch that video of those dumbs. That's all for Jake, man. That's how Esau's gonna bring about his troops, man. He's gonna come at like a thief in the night. This is Numbers 14:18. Yahweh is long suffering and of great mercy. All right, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. So you have Edomites saying, "Why do I have to do what my grandfather? Why do it? Your opinion is invalid." Okay, your opinion doesn't matter. It's the facts. Facts over feelings. You're not going to escape judgment. This is James 2, verse 13. For he shall have a judgment without mercy, that hath sheweth no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So you heathens, specifically you Edomites, are not going to get any mercy, man. The only people that's truly going to get some mercy is the Israelites. You heathens will get a little smidget, a little smidget of the kingdom of heaven, right? Like how Jake gets a little smidget of Babylon the Great, a little crumb. You heathens is going to get a little crumb, and it's never going to be any more. We're going to be unstoppable warriors and priests and rulers and kings, man. We're going to be indestructible, immortal. It's not going to be getting old and passing on information because we're getting old and dying. And no, man. I'm going to end this off in Isaiah 66. Verse 15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. Lord's will is edifying. Shalom.